Hello everybody, I'm Skip Alzheimer. Welcome to the AV Geeks Lunchtime Streaming Show where we watch old 16mm films. And I was trying to find which was the current show. YouTube is not always forthcoming with the most recent live thing, and so that's very frustrating. And of course, mute this. Okay. Anyways. Let's learn about men and jobs. Enjoy.
This is America, the richest country in the world, a land of rolling hills, of rivers and valleys, of vast plains and fertile farms. Its wealth is produced by millions of men and women who go out each day to their work in factory and field, in shop and office. They produce the things we Americans eat and wear, and the houses we live in. They make the goods, operate the services, build the many institutions that make up the American way of life. Men and jobs do this. People at machines, people in offices, and people in the shops and mines and mills of this country. Men and jobs are the essential basis of our modern America. Important at all times, but never more important than now, when men, machines, and natural resources are being harnessed in a mighty effort to produce the materials for defense of this country and its way of life. Now more than ever, it is important to bring together quickly and efficiently the jobs to be done and the men and women who can do them. This vital responsibility is the task of the United States Employment Service of the Social Security Board, a part of the Federal Security Agency headed by Paul B. McNutt, Administrator. Of the Employment Service, Mr. McNutt says,
For 7 years, our Employment Service has been helping men find the jobs they can do and helping business and agriculture find the workers they need. The Employment Service knows American industry and American workers. Because it has this knowledge and experience, it has now been called to the front line of the national defense effort. The President has designated the United States Employment Service a defense agency and has entrusted it with the responsibility of mobilizing the nation's manpower for defense work. It is our task to locate for the government and for private defense industries the men and women who can make the ships, the guns, the tanks, the planes, and thousands of other kinds of material and equipment needed to protect this country.
The government's public employment offices are organized for the sole purpose of bringing together, without charge to either, those who want work and those with work to be done, serving workers and employers by thorough analysis of each worker's qualifications and careful attention to each employer's requirements. For workers of all kinds, the Employment Office provides a business-like job placement service. For skilled craftsmen, for semi-skilled production and service workers, for highly trained professional people, and for the many kinds of unskilled workers on thousands of jobs. Each person who registers talks with an employment officer trained to do this work, gives a full record of his qualifications and experience. This woman, for example, has spent weeks looking for the one job she thought she could do, but the interviewer discovers that she qualifies for several different jobs, not just one. Such service greatly increases the job seeker's chances. Beginners like this need more than routine help in finding work. Their problem is what kind of work, what kind of training, where to get it. Junior placement counselors in many offices help young people find the answers to these questions. This is a mature worker, his skill gone rusty after years of unemployment in his trade, but today his knowledge and experience are important to defense industries, too important to waste in aimless, undirected job hunting. The interviewer knows where there are jobs for men like him. After a brief training course, to regain his old-time speed and efficiency, he will be referred to a definite opening in a defense industry. Such service prevents waste of precious manpower in this time of national emergency. Employment offices covering the country send job seekers where they are needed, when they are needed. Directing this service is the Social Security Board. Arthur J. Altmeyer, Chairman, reports,
we now have 1,500 full-time public employment offices in the cities and towns of this country and nearly 3,000 part-time branches. These offices are operated by the states, but they are all linked together in a nationwide network coordinated by the United States Employment Service. In the last 7 years, more than 30 million jobs have been filled through these employment centers. Today, to meet the demands of vital defense industries, we are extending and improving this service so that workers may be directed to essential jobs and employers may secure essential work in a planned and orderly way so that both our human resources and our productive equipment may be joined together for maximum effectiveness.
the employment service is for every employer in every industry, from the huge factory to the owner-run machine shop employing one helper, from the luxury hotel serving hundreds of guests, employing chefs, waiters, bellboys, chambermaids, doormen, to the small rooming house or private housewife seeking one maid of all work, and from the great department store with its large staff of salespeople, buyers, bookkeepers, stock clerks, and other employees, to the small neighborhood shopkeeper who needs a little extra help or a general assistant. The employment office is as important to the community as its traffic system, its communications, its fire protection, its schools, its educational system, because it also helps to conserve the community's human resources, helps to make life better for its people. In cities and towns throughout the nation, the employment service is the key to available jobs, the key to available workers, bringing both together, serving the community by matching its people with its work. Men and their jobs have built our country, our homes, our institutions, and now they must produce the things necessary to protect this heritage. Many men at many jobs, carefully chosen for their work, directed to the kinds they can best do and that most need to be done. The right man at the right job to make the things America needs.
And by men, we also mean the women, to reference that included out short film that I have, where it's all done with pipe cleaner characters, and a Asian pipe cleaner character is confused by all the references to men in the hymns and in the Bible. It's hilarious. Okay. If anybody can do it, Jay can do it. Go, Jay, go.
The McLeod family lives on the outskirts of a large city. Jay, the youngest of the three boys, helps with the family chores and brings in the firewood. He knows how to stack the wood so there'll be enough draft between the logs to help the flame catch and to keep the fire burning steadily. A word of caution from Dad not to get too close. Jay has watched his brother Paul assemble a hi-fi set, which he's making from a kit. A bit complicated for Jay. All the wires and circuits have to be put together exactly right in order to get the high-fidelity tones on the speaker. The pointer on the voltmeter shows when the connection is complete and also the amount of electricity. Both Paul and Jay are pleased when it works. Paul is hungry and suggests that Jay make some cookies. Jay likes to cook and soon has a package of coconut macaroon cookie mix in the bowl. He adds water and stirs the mixture into a smooth batter. A spoonful for each macaroon. He makes the rows even. There's no trick to making cookies if you follow the instructions on the box and heat the oven according to directions. In they go. In 20 minutes, it's time to take them out. They look delicious. Pretty good. It's funny how Paul and Brother Mark always appear just when the cookies are coming out of the oven. And that Jay is a cook. Jay suggests they leave a few for the chef. It isn't easy to pound a nail in straight. Dad comes to the rescue. If you hold your hand further back on the handle, it will give you a better balance. Wait a minute. Try again. After you get the feel of it, you can strike the head squarely and not bend the nail or nick the wood. It's fun to build things. Put your tools away. And the board. Jay's friend Carl comes over to help him build a treehouse. Fifi wants to be included in everything the boys do. It's awkward climbing with the tools and boards, but the boys have learned to be careful. They've planned their house well, and Jay starts to work on the platform. Carl cuts out the scrubby branches to make room for the treehouse. Just think, this'll be our hideout, and we can come up here to get away from everyone and tell our secrets. Look, Jay, Fifi is running away. Someone left the gate open. We must catch him. The boys hurry, but Fifi had a head start. He's been lost before. Jay calls on Paul for help. And Paul decides to call the police. Yes, the police happened to be in the neighborhood and picked up Fifi. They'll take care of him until the boys come to the police station for him. Mark goes along. It's Jay's first visit to the police station, and he's impressed. How good it is to have Fifi back. Jay looks at the officer with great respect. This is the real thing, and a lot more exciting than a television program. Jay thanks the officer for taking care of Fifi. Secretly, Jay plans to be an undercover agent when he grows up. Jay is musical and likes to play for the family, who encourage his music because it gives him a special skill. Coloring Easter eggs is really interesting. Jay handles the eggs carefully so they'll not break. First, a pink one. Mark has learned to be patient because he knows it's best for Jay to go slow and do it right. Then Jay tries two different colors, pink and green. and discovers they make a faded lavender. Another green one fills the box. There's a lot to learn about the blending and mixing of colors. On Easter morning, Jay finds most all the eggs that were hidden in the garden. Too bad Mark and Paul aren't up yet to watch the fun. Jay goes next door to see the little bird that fell out of its nest. Mrs. Dowell rescued the little bird and is trying to save its life. It's difficult to raise a wild bird, as it must be fed every hour. She feeds it bird food and milk. At first, the little bird doesn't want to eat. This is the way a bird holds its beak open to be fed by its mother. Mrs. Dowell uses a medicine dropper for the milk. Easter dinner. The boys discuss plans for their summer vacation, and Dad sees that everyone has a chance to express his choice. In this family, every day is full of interesting activities, new ideas to explore, old skills to enjoy, and the fun of doing worthwhile things together.
So that was another amazing film from Frith Films, and Frith Films was Emily Benton Frith, who used home movie equipment and would shoot home movies, edit them, then add narration, and then make prints and sell them with little ads in the back of educational screen. And so it's either her family or neighborhood kids or something. All right, what's happening in Italy right now? Let's find out with Panorama Italiano.
Benvenuti amici all'appuntamento con Panorama Italiano. Importanti provvedimenti nel campo dell'economia sono stati presi dal Consiglio dei Ministri. Ad essi e soprattutto all'illustrazione del piano di riconversione industriale è dedicata gran parte del nostro giornale. Per lo sport, apertura dei 2 maggiori campionati di calcio e affermazione dei tennisti azzurri nella semifinale di Coppa Davis.
Ci è voluta una seduta fiume di 12 ore per consentire al Consiglio dei Ministri di varare tutti gli importanti provvedimenti all'ordine del giorno della riunione di martedì 28 settembre. Primo fra tutti il piano per la riconversione dell'industria italiana. Approvati anche la relazione programmatica per il 1977, che prevede alla fine di quest'anno un 4,5% in più di reddito nazionale, e il progetto di legge sul regime dei suoli edificabili, diritto di proprietà del terreno separato dal diritto di costruirvi su. Inoltre, nella stessa giornata di martedì, il Comitato Interministeriale per il Credito e il Risparmio, viste le cattive condizioni di salute della lira, coinvolta nel pesante capitombolo della sterlina, ha deciso di operare un prelievo fiscale dello 0,50% sui depositi bancari. Questo salasso terapeutico alle casseforti delle banche ridurrà di 500 miliardi la liquidità monetaria nel nostro Paese. Il provvedimento comunque più atteso e che più sta facendo discutere in Italia è quello relativo al piano industriale. Prima di portarlo in Consiglio dei Ministri, Andreotti lo ha illustrato ai sindacati, che su di esso hanno espresso riserve e chiesto garanzie. Sviluppo del Mezzogiorno, nessun licenziamento al nord, aiuti oculati alle partecipazioni statali, controllo sindacale sul fondo economico previsto per la ripresa industriale. Per sollecitare il governo ad adempiere a queste richieste, CGIL, CISL e UIL hanno proclamato uno sciopero di 2 ore per il 7 ottobre. Ma che cos'è questa riconversione o salvataggio o rilancio? La stampa nazionale ne ha coniate di definizioni. Questa riconversione della nostra industria. Ecco sull'argomento un servizio di Roberto Bencivenga.
Ristrutturazione e riconversione industriale, un argomento importante perché dalla sua corretta applicazione dipenderà in larga misura la nostra ripresa economica. Che cosa significano ristrutturazione e riconversione industriale? Ecco, cercheremo di spiegarvelo con questo mazzo di carte particolari realizzate dai nostri animatori, proprio perché i vari elementi sono fra di loro concatenati. Innanzitutto, le premesse storiche del provvedimento, la crisi industriale. Il boom industriale che ha diffuso il benessere si è sviluppato soprattutto per il basso costo di produzione dei nostri prodotti, dovuto soprattutto al basso costo del lavoro e al basso costo dell'energia. Dopo il 68 ha cominciato a verificarsi un aumento dei costi del lavoro, ma non tanto perché sono aumentati i salari, quanto perché sono aumentati anche contemporaneamente gli oneri sociali e quindi la somma dei salari e degli oneri sociali ha fatto sì che oggi il costo del lavoro in Italia sia fra i più alti d'Europa. Giunge poi la stangata del petrolio. I prezzi del petrolio sono aumentati dal 73 ad oggi di 5 volte. Conseguenza l'aumento dei costi di produzione, che hanno fatto aumentare i prezzi al consumo e quindi hanno aggravato l'inflazione, e con l'inflazione è giunta la recessione produttiva. Dipendendo dall'estero per le materie prime, siamo stati costretti ad indebitarci sempre di più con l'estero. I nostri debiti assommano oggi a più di 16 miliardi di dollari. Quali le cause? Il progressivo aggravarsi della bilancia commerciale, soprattutto per le importazioni di prodotti alimentari e di petrolio. Ancora, un progressivo peggioramento del movimento dei capitali tra l'Italia e l'estero dovuto per buona parte ad una vera e propria fuga di capitali. Ecco quindi la necessità per risalire la china di ridurre il deficit commerciale, importando di meno ed esportando di più. In che modo? Riconvertendo l'apparato produttivo, cioè industria, agricoltura, commercio, per importare di meno ed esportare di più. In tal modo il Paese potrà produrre più alimenti sostitutivi e alternativi di quelli importati, come la carne bovina, e nel settore industriale prodotti a più elevato contenuto tecnologico. Ma non è sufficiente produrre più beni, bisogna offrirli ad un buon prezzo, bisogna rendere più competitiva l'industria. Ecco quindi la necessità della riconversione e della ristrutturazione industriale. Ma che cos'è? A che cosa serve? Serve ad accrescere la produttività dell'industria, facendo per esempio investimenti maggiori per addetto con una combinazione dei fattori di produzione diversa da quella esistente, onde aumentare la produttività e collocare a migliori condizioni i prodotti sul mercato. Ecco perché oggi si parla tanto di mobilità del lavoro, proprio per evitare la disoccupazione, e su questo punto i sindacati chiedono precise garanzie. Ma la ristrutturazione non si può attuare con un colpo di bacchetta magica. La crisi dell'industria non è congiunturale, è strutturale. Ci vorranno dai 3 ai 5 anni. In pratica significherà concentrare e finalizzare gli investimenti pubblici e privati nel campo industriale, verso quei settori a noi più convenienti. A tal fine sarà costituito uno specifico comitato di ministri, il CIPI. L'idea centrale è quindi il Fondo per la riconversione e la ristrutturazione industriale, che dovrebbe essere dotato di oltre 6.000 miliardi per concedere mutui a basso interesse alle aziende capaci di produrre e di guadagnare. Ma la riconversione industriale è solo una delle vie che bisogna perseguire per la riconversione dell'apparato produttivo. Le altre caselle che il governo si accinge a riempire sono il piano agricolo alimentare e la campagna di riduzione dei consumi energetici. Ecco il risultato finale, quello che tutti noi ci auguriamo, cioè la ripresa economica.
Ed eccoci allo sport. È iniziata domenica 26 la stagione di Serie B, con una settimana di anticipo su quella di Serie A. Il calcio quindi ritorna ad essere il protagonista delle nostre pagine sportive. I risultati della prima giornata hanno messo in evidenza un clima ancora non troppo rovente. 11 reti in tutto, con 6 pareggi, 4 dei quali sullo 0-0. Hanno vinto l'Avellino sull'Lanerossi Vicenza, il Monza sul Novara, la Ternana sul Palermo per 2-0 e il Modena sul Rimini per 1-0. Domenica 3, come abbiamo detto, parte la Serie A. Tra le partite in programma Catanzaro-Napoli, Lazio-Juventus, Milan-Perugia e Torino-Sampdoria. I servizi filmati che seguono riguardano la partita Cagliari-Spal e la magnifica vittoria dell'Italia nelle semifinali di Coppa Davis, svoltesi a Roma a cavallo di domenica 26.
Per il Cagliari, reduce da 12 anni di Serie A, l'esordio nel campionato cadetti non è stato del tutto positivo. I rossoblù sono stati costretti al pareggio interno dalla Spal, una squadra giovane e combattiva che si è guadagnata meritatamente il punto che si era prefissata. In apertura di gioco sono i padroni di casa a rendersi pericolosi con tiri da fuori area. C'è una bella conclusione di Piras e Boldrini si fa trovare pronto alla respinta a portiere battuto. Sul finire del tempo c'è una grande occasione per gli ospiti. Il tiro a colpo sicuro dell'interno Manfrin è respinto con bravura e un pizzico di fortuna da Copparoni. Al nono della ripresa il portiere ospite Grosso compie il suo capolavoro. Su un angolo il terzino Fiorucci intercetta con il braccio un colpo di testa di Virdis e calcio di rigore. Tira lo stesso Virdis a mezza altezza, ma Grosso vola e respinge. Insistono ancora i sardi, ma non riescono a passare. Ecco un cross di Brugnera con una conclusione alta sulla traversa di Virdis. Finisce quindi per 0-0, ma da domenica per il Cagliari le cose potrebbero cambiare. Toneatto infatti ha annunciato che Riva è pressoché pronto a giocare, sempre che domani il professor Perugia, che deve effettuare la visita di controllo, dia il suo benestare.
Molto bene Panatta, 40-30 per Panatta, 5-2, 40-30 in quello che potrebbe essere il set conclusivo. Pari. Ancora Newcomb, che non avete potuto vedere, ha avuto un gesto molto simpatico, ha scavalcato il bordo del campo, ha fatto un gesto come per andare a riprendere la palla, ma scherzosamente, aveva visto che non c'era nulla da fare. vantaggio ancora per Panatta. Qualifica per la finalissima di Coppa Davis. Italia 3, Australia 2. Panatta batte Newcomb nell'incontro decisivo con il punteggio di 5-7, 8-6, 6-4, 6-2.
L'Italia ha battuto l'Australia per 3-2 e si è qualificata per la finalissima della Coppa Davis 1976. È la terza volta nella storia della Coppa Davis che l'Italia giunge alla finalissima. Adriano Panatta è stato il nostro giocatore che ha ottenuto il punto decisivo, battendo Newcomb in 4 partite. Adriano, tu hai dichiarato poco fa che è stato il più bello incontro della tua carriera.
Ma no, forse è stato il più bello incontro, gli ultimi 2 set che ho giocato.
Hai paragonato la tua prestazione odierna alle finali di Roma e di Parigi?
Sì, oggi ho giocato questi ultimi due set allo stesso livello forse di Roma e Parigi.
Quindi pensi di aver ritrovato addirittura quella condizione che ti ha permesso di vincere a Roma e a Parigi?
Ma la condizione l'ho trovata per 1 ora e mezza, è difficile ritrovare la condizione.
Io penso che se oggi giocavi tutto l'incontro lo giocavi così.
Sì, però è difficile mantenerla per un altro mese, per altri 2 mesi.
Tu pensi già in funzione della finalissima?
Sì, perché adesso è dicembre, mi sembra la finalissima, abbiamo ancora parecchio tempo e bisogna programmare bene tutta la serie di tornei che faremo o che non faremo.
Ecco, tu per esempio adesso andrai a Caracas per partecipare a quel torneo a 4 con Borgo, Nastase e Connors e poi hai in programma altri tornei del genere. Non pensi che trattandosi più che altro di esibizioni ad alto livello, queste ti possano far regredire nello stato di forma?
No, perché a questo punto qui le esibizioni io le faccio per tanti motivi e poi le esibizioni sono un tipo di manifestazione che non ti spremono molto dal punto di vista dei nervi, per cui anche fisicamente è uno sforzo limitato. Invece rinuncio ai tornei del Grand Prix che mi snervano perché rinuncio insomma al master, in poche parole non sì.
Con queste immagini termina il nostro panorama italiano di oggi. Cari amici, Abba Cercato e Gigi Carrai vi danno appuntamento per la prossima settimana e vi dicono arrivederci.
That's some good hair. Everybody had good hair in that, I think. Yeah, and there's a bunch of sports, a bunch of Italian sports, and I know what you're saying. You're like, Skip, I really need some American sports. I got you set up. Here's ABC's American Sportsman episode. Enjoy.
The American Sportsman is grateful to Bill Carpenter, who let us share the thrill of landing his 500th bluefin tuna in the Bahamas. And our special thanks go to Senior Game Warden Lynn Temple Borum, a gentleman whose legendary knowledge of African big game made it possible to bring you such authentic and exciting hunting sequences. And to Mr. Williams of the Greenhead Duck Club of Simi Valley, California, our thanks also. Next on the American Sportsman, General Joe Foss, our location host, and actor Robert Stack will join a pheasant hunt in South Dakota. With Joe Brooks, ABC's fishing expert, we'll investigate the difficult art of dry fly fishing for brown and rainbow trout in beautiful Montana. And we'll go back to Africa with Joe Foss to face 3 tons of explosive anger, the rogue bull elephant. Till then, this is Kurt Gowdy saying so long for sportsmen everywhere. The American Sportsman has been brought to you by Liberty Mutual, the company that stands by you, at home, at work, and on the road. Don't find out by accident that you need Liberty Mutual. And by Salem Filter Cigarettes. Salem flavor freshens your taste. It's the smoothest flavor in cigarettes today. The executive producer of the American Sportsman is Rue Gnarly. This program was produced and directed by Frederick Gadet. The director of operations, Bob Trackinger. Associate producer for the American Sportsman is Lauren Hassan. Supervising editor, Don Henderson. This has been an American Broadcasting Company Sports Programs presentation. The American Sportsman thanks the pheasant hunters of Howard, South Dakota for having us along on a thrilling shoot. Our thanks to the Fish and Game Department of Montana for their cooperation and assistance. And our very special thanks to Senior Game Warden Lynn Temple Borum, whose expert guidance has given the American Sportsman some of the most authentic and exciting African hunting sequences ever filmed. Watch for the next American Sportsman on Sunday, March 14th. When ABC will present another full-hour color special devoted to the world's greatest hunting and fishing. We'll be in Maryland's Chesapeake Bay region with famed sportsman Lee Wolf after the high-flying Canadian honker. General Joe Foss and Robert Stack go to Africa's Lake Rudolph after a legendary fish, the gigantic Nile perch.
Low as you can.
And we'll be at Bob Stack's elbow as he tangles with a highly dangerous African Cape buffalo. Till then, this is Kurt Gowdy saying so long for American Sportsmen everywhere. The American Sportsman has been brought to you by Salem Filter Cigarettes. Salem flavor freshens your taste. It's the smoothest flavor in cigarettes today. And Liberty Mutual, the company that stands by you, at home, at work, and on the road. Don't find out by accident that you need Liberty Mutual. The executive producer of the American Sportsman is Rue Gnarly. The African Montana segments were produced and directed by Frederick Gadet. The South Dakota segment was produced and directed by Jack Lubell. The director of operations is Bob Trackinger. The associate producer for the American Sportsman is Lauren Hassan. Supervising editor is Don Henderson. This has been an ABC Television Network sports program presentation. The American Sportsman thanks Remington's Public Relations Director and conservationist Joe Landuska, whose guidance gave us a sparkling picture of Canada goose hunting in Maryland's beautiful Chesapeake Bay region. And our thanks to the Kenyan Fish and Game Commission and a Senior Game Warden, Lynn Temple Borum. Their efforts have helped the American Sportsman capture the matchless excitement of African big game hunting and fishing. ABC's American Sportsman returns on Sunday, April 4th with ABC's fishing expert Joe Brooks and sportsman James Pierman after marlin. In Kenya, East Africa, flashing sand grouse furnish a difficult target to General Joe Foss and Robert Stack. And another special feature filled with a big excitement and daring adventure you'll always find on the American Sportsman. Till then, this is Kurt Gowdy saying so long for American sportsmen everywhere. The American Sportsman has been brought to you by Liberty Mutual, the company that stands by you at home, at work, and on the road. Don't find out by accident that you need Liberty Mutual. And by Salem Filler Cigarettes. Turn to Salem for a taste that's springtime fresh. The executive producer of The American Sportsman is Rue Arley. The Africa segments were produced and directed by Frederick Gadet. The Chesapeake Bay segment was produced by Lee Wolf and directed by Douglas Sinclair. The director of operations is Bob Trackinger. Associate producer for The American Sportsman is Lorne Hassan. Supervising editor is Don Henderson. This has been an ABC Television Network sports presentation. The tiger measured 10 feet 3 inches. It weighed over 400 pounds, a near record size. And in fact, its pug marks proved that it had been the same tiger that had eluded and terrorized the local village. It was carried from the gorge and taken to the nearest village where most of the beaters lived. There, a celebration, a spontaneous affair of dancing and chanting awaited Craig and his highness. The natives sang of the Maharaja and the American and the killing of the tiger. It was a celebration that would take place in every village between the gorge and the palace, a victory dance hundreds of years old. Craig Stevens, it's a day in his life he shall long remember. Joe Foss will be seen later on in our series on a sandbar stag hunt right here in India. Next week, the gripping excitement of a grizzly bear hunt by Fess Parker with famed archer Fred Bear, set in the unspoiled wilderness area of British Columbia on a salmon-spawning stream. And then we travel south to Isla Mirada in sunny Florida to watch 100 pounds of flashing silver king, the tarpon, held in check on a fragile fly rod by master angler Joe Brooks. The American Sportsman and ABC wish to offer sincere and sportsmanlike thanks to the India Tourist Bureau and the Indian Consulate for their aid to us in our hunt in their colorful land. Also, special thanks to the Nebraska Game, Forest Station, and Parks Commission, M.O. Steen, Director. You have just seen one of angling's greatest achievements, Joe Brooks subduing one of fishdom's strongest battlers, the tarpon. It was unbelievable, but Joe beat that fish with a slender, lightweight fly rod and a leader designed to break at a mere 12 pounds of stress. The more remarkable, for just a few short years ago, it was the opinion of many leading experts that this could never be done with a fish near 100 pounds of weight. Yes, sir, a great angling feat. Next week, the American Sportsman takes you to the sparkling island of Newfoundland, where Peter Fonda hunts the majestic caribou in a dazzling alluvial land. With him will be famous outdoorsman Lee Wolf. And then to the diamond-clear Mexican waters off the coast of Baja, California, where the legendary Bing Crosby pits his angling skill with ABC fishing expert Joe Brooks against one of the world's most valued big game fish, the striped marlin. With ABC's angling sportsman Joe Brooks, I'll be tangling with one of the country's finest and most popular of game fishes, the largemouth bass, in the waters of North Carolina's famed Currituck Sound.
Got the bell. Espada. Con el pique en su mano. Hola. El otro bote. Hold him. Bravo, Joe. Really did a wonderful job on that fish. That fish fight. I picked up some pointers. I like those little short bumps you give him, you know. That's a darn good angle. He's a good game fish, wasn't he? Was. He couldn't have been any gamer. We like to think these waters being cool down here gives them a little more surge, a little more drive, a little more strength. I think you wonderful jumps. You got some beautiful jumps out of them. They had springs in their tail. They just couldn't have been any better. Well, what do you say? You want to go on in? Well, the sun's still pretty high in the skies. Let's fish a little more. Well, that'd be great. Wind would just get in trouble. Every time. Get tangled up in the cantina or something. Okay, we'll look for some more fins. Well, great. Out on the deep when the sun is low, and the sea with its splendor burns, with its scaly spoil from his evening toil, the fisherman homeward turns.
Next week, the American Sportsman will take you to Aberdeenshire, Scotland, where General Curtis LeMay, former Air Force Chief of Staff, and hunting companion Harrison Evans team up with some champion pointers to take part in the glorious 12th, the opening of grouse season on the Scottish moors. Then on to Newfoundland, Canada, where noted fly fishing expert Lee Wolf, known for his authoritative book on the Atlantic salmon, will show some light tackle techniques he's developed for the leaping salmon. And then to the 10,000-foot high slopes of the Colorado Rockies. This is mountain lion country, and actor Alex Cord will attempt to capture alive a snarling and dangerous mountain lion.
You never know. Like, I thought it was a full episode of American Sportsman with commercial breaks. Like, so when I was scrubbing through it, because because when we scan it, we can't hear it, and this was something that was scanned by Greg Pierce. So when I got it, I was like, oh, what is this? Oh, it looks like it's a full episode. It has sound. But I didn't catch that it's just the ending of multiple episodes. Why does this exist? Man, I have no idea. What a strange... It was all on one reel. And no idea why. Speaking of not sure, no idea why, this next film, I'm going to show you a little bit of this. This was from another collector of mine, friend of mine, Albert Stagg, who gave it to Greg Pierce. And it is a puzzling film. It's home movies footage, so I tried to show it, slow it down. But it is, I don't know, in the comments, tell me what you think this is all about. And I'm gonna, it was shot in Syracuse. I'm just gonna call it the Syracuse Mystery Film Part 1. And just see what you think this is. Alright, enjoy. So, there's more to this film, and I will show this at another time. And it's a very odd thing. So, yeah, I'll just let you watch it and continue to think about it. We a lot of time run across films where like, what's the point of this film? And with home movies, it's like, oh, it's somebody's birthday. Oh, it's a trip to Disneyland. Oh, it's a trip to Yosemite. Oh, it's kids goofing off. This doesn't seem like it's a home movie. So what is it? And so I won't give you the answer. There's some people that think they've figured out the answer, but I won't give you the answer until we watch the second part, which we might do tomorrow. All right. Thanks everybody for watching today. I appreciate your eyeballs and your comments. It's exciting to know that there's people in other countries watching at the same time. Brian, thanks for watching from Bulgaria. Yeah, everybody have a great rest of your day. We're going to move some films from one storage unit to another storage unit. It's going to be awesome. Anyways, we will see you soon. Everybody take care. Love you guys. And this, of course, was sponsored by Salem Cigarettes and Liberty Mutual. All right, take care, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and start the 24-hour streaming show, and you can go over to Twitch TV/AV Geeks and continue watching. But I'll have a little bit that runs during this show before I turn it off on YouTube. All right, everybody have a great rest of your Thursday. We'll see you soon. Bye.